Imagine for a moment that the most profound tool for a meaningful and fulfilled life isn't something you can purchase, earn, or be handed by others. It's already within you, waiting to be discovered and harnessed. This isn't just a hypothetical scenario. It's a reality deeply rooted in the wisdom of Stoicism, philosophy that has guided countless individuals through the ages towards living with purpose, resilience, and tranquility. Stoicism teaches us that the essence of a well-lived life isn't found in external accolades or material success, but in mastering the art of valuing ourselves with the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Despite the chaos and challenges of the external world, we hold within us the unshakable foundation for our own well-being and happiness. Today, on Stoic Quotes 365, we will peel back the layers of societal expectations and self-doubt to uncover the timeless Stoic principles that can transform the way we see ourselves and our place in the world. This journey is about more than just self-improvement. It's about rediscovering our inherent worth and learning to live in alignment with our deepest values. If you're ready to unlock the doors to personal freedom, resilience, and fulfillment, you're in the right place. Let's embark on this adventure together, exploring how the wisdom of Stoicism can illuminate the path to valuing ourselves like never before. Before we dive in, I ask just one thing of you. Don't skip any part of this video. If you're here, consider yourself different from the majority. Consider yourself an exception. Engage with the content fully, and let's grow together. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's create a community of like-minded individuals striving for a better life. And don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365 for more insightful content on Stoicism and personal growth. Number 1. Accepting less than you deserve. It's something we've all been guilty of at one point or another, right? Whether it's sticking around in a job that drains the life out of us, staying in relationships that don't uplift us, or not chasing after the dreams we hold dear because we're scared, we settle, we compromise. We tell ourselves this is as good as it gets. But why do we do that? Is it fear? Is it comfort? Or maybe it's a bit of both. Imagine you're working in a job that leaves you feeling empty and unfulfilled. You wake up each day dreading the hours ahead, yet you stay because it's comfortable, familiar. Stoicism teaches us that our true worth, our essence, isn't swayed by these external circumstances. Whether you're in a palace or a prison, Stoicism tells us that what truly defines us is not our situation, but how we respond to it. It's about recognizing that while we may not have control over every aspect of our lives, we have the ultimate power over our own perceptions, judgments, and actions. Think about it. When we accept less than we deserve, aren't we essentially saying that our external circumstances have more power over us than we do? Stoicism invites us to challenge that notion. It encourages us to ask ourselves, is this situation aligning with my values? Am I responding to this in a way that reflects my true worth? Consider a relationship that doesn't nurture your growth. You stay because it's easier than facing the unknown. Stoicism doesn't just leave us there in a state of despair. No, it empowers us. It says, look, you have the power to change your perception, choose your response, and in doing so, to transform your reality. So, when you find yourself accepting less than you deserve, remember this Stoic wisdom. Remind yourself that your worth is not determined by your job title, your relationship status, or the size of your bank account. Your worth is determined by your ability to remain true to your values, act with courage, wisdom, and integrity, no matter the circumstance. This isn't about blaming ourselves for our situations, but about empowering ourselves to see and seize the control we do have. Think about the dreams you've shelved, the ambitions left untouched because of self-doubt. Let's not settle for less, not because we're entitled or arrogant, but because we recognize our inherent worth. Let's respond to life's challenges with the strength and resilience that come from knowing who we are and what we stand for. And when we do that, we're not just living, we're thriving in true Stoic fashion. By embracing this Stoic perspective, we can navigate life with a sense of purpose and clarity, transforming every challenge into an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Number 2, minimizing their achievements. Stoicism, with its profound understanding of human nature, doesn't encourage us to boast or inflate our egos. However, it does encourage a fair and honest recognition of our own efforts and virtues. Why? Because acknowledging our achievements is not about feeding our pride. It's about recognizing the work, discipline, and perseverance it took to get there. It's about honoring our commitment to our goals and adherence to our values. Let's break it down a bit. In Stoicism, virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are central. When you achieve something, no matter how big or small, it's often because you've exercised these virtues. Consider the courage it took to apply for a new job, the wisdom to navigate its challenges, or the discipline, form of temperance to organize your life. When you attribute your success to luck or diminish it as something anyone could do, you're not just undervaluing the outcome, you're undervaluing the virtues you practice to get there. For example, imagine you've successfully completed a challenging project at work. It required wisdom to plan effectively, courage to lead a team, and discipline to see it through. Recognizing these virtues in your accomplishment is not about arrogance. It's about truthfully acknowledging the effort and character you invested. So how do we change this mindset? How do we start acknowledging our achievements without tipping into arrogance? The Stoic approach is all about balance and honesty. It's about saying, yes, I worked hard for this. Yes, I faced challenges and overcame them. And yes, this achievement reflects my effort and virtues. It's about giving yourself credit where credit is due, not for the sake of your ego, but for the sake of truth. Now, I want you to think about something you've achieved recently. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. Think about the virtues you practiced to achieve it. Maybe you showed incredible discipline. Maybe you took a brave step out of your comfort zone. Or perhaps you used your wisdom to solve a problem. Whatever it is, take a moment to acknowledge it. Recognize the virtues behind the achievement. This exercise isn't about patting yourself on the back. It's about seeing the truth of your own character and effort. Embracing this Stoic practice can transform the way we view our successes and ourselves. It moves us away from false modesty and towards a genuine appreciation of our own strengths and capabilities. It teaches us that acknowledging our achievements isn't about ego. It's about recognizing the virtues we've embodied and the hard work we've put in. By doing this, we honor the Stoic principles of living in accordance with our values and appreciating the journey of personal growth. This perspective helps us build a stronger, more resilient mindset, where every achievement is a testament to our virtues and dedication. Number 3, prioritizing others' needs over your own. It's a common scenario, isn't it? Whether it's staying late at work to help a colleague, skipping your morning run to make breakfast for your family, or putting your own dreams on hold to support someone else's, it feels noble, selfless, even heroic. But here's the twist. Constantly putting others first at the expense of your own well-being can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of self. It's like trying to fill cups from an empty pitcher. Eventually you run out. Stoicism isn't about being detached or selfish. In fact, it places great emphasis on virtue and the betterment of society. However, it also teaches us the critical importance of self-care. Why? Because caring for oneself isn't selfish, the foundation of being able to care for others effectively. Stoicism reminds us that to be of service to others, we must first ensure that we are in a good place ourselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Let's unpack this a bit. Stoicism teaches us about the dichotomy of control, understanding what is within our control and what isn't. Our own thoughts, beliefs, actions, and yes, self-care are within our control. The well-being of others, as much as we may wish otherwise, isn't directly under our control. What we can control, however, is how well equipped we are to offer help, support, and love to those around us. And that starts with taking care of ourselves. Think about it this way. When you're well-rested, healthy, and at peace, how much more patient, understanding, and present are you for the people in your life? How much more effectively can you contribute to their well-being? This isn't just about physical health. It's about mental and emotional resilience. It's about having the inner resources to be compassionate, to offer wise counsel, and to be a source of stability and strength for others. Consider the example of a flight attendant instructing passengers to put on their own oxygen masks before assisting others. This principle applies to everyday life as well. When we take care of our own needs first, we are in a much better position to help those around us. This is not about indulgence, but about ensuring we have the capacity to support others effectively. So how do we strike this balance? How do we ensure we're not neglecting our own needs in the process of helping others? It starts with recognizing that self-care isn't a luxury or an afterthought. It's a necessity. It means making time for things that replenish us, whether that's exercise, meditation, reading, or simply spending a few quiet moments alone. It means setting boundaries and being okay with saying no when we need to. And it means doing these things not out of self-indulgence, but out of a commitment to being our best selves for the people we care about. I want to challenge you to think about one way you can prioritize your own well-being this week. Maybe it's committing to a daily walk, carving out time for a hobby you love, or setting boundaries around your work hours. Whatever it is, remember that this act of self-care isn't just for you. It's a way of ensuring that when you do show up for others, you're showing up as the best version of yourself. By embracing this Stoic perspective, we can navigate life with a sense of purpose and clarity, transforming every challenge into an opportunity, growth, and self-discovery. Number 4. Struggling to accept compliments. Stoicism teaches us the importance of viewing ourselves objectively. This means recognizing and acknowledging our strengths just as openly as we acknowledge our areas for improvement. It's about understanding our value, not in an egotistical way, but in a balanced and fair manner. Why do we struggle with accepting compliment? Often it's because we're viewing ourselves through a distorted lens. We might be focusing too much on our imperfections, or perhaps we're conditioned to believe that acknowledging our strengths somehow makes us arrogant. But here's a Stoic perspective to consider. Humility is not about denying our strengths. It's about recognizing them in a grounded and realistic way. It's about seeing ourselves as we truly are, without the embellishments of ego or the shadows of insecurity. Stoicism teaches us that our worth is not diminished by acknowledging our achievements and strength. In fact, accepting compliments graciously is a way to practice self-awareness and objectivity. It allows us to see the virtues we possess and the efforts we've made, giving us a clearer understanding of our true self. Imagine a scenario where you've just completed a significant project at work. Your colleague praises your dedication and the high quality of your work. Instead of deflecting or downplaying the compliment, consider it a mirror reflecting your virtues and effort. When someone compliments us, they're often recognizing something genuine in us, something worth praising. Dismissing these moments robs us of the opportunity to see ourselves through another's eyes, to understand our impact on the world around us. So, how do we get better at accepting compliment? It starts with adjusting our mindset. When someone offers you praise, try to see it as a mirror being held up to your virtues and effort. Instead of deflecting, take a moment to consider the truth in their words. You can practice by simply saying, "Thank you." No minimization, no deflection, just gratitude for the recognition of your efforts and qualities. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to use these moments as opportunities for reflection. Ask yourself, what did I do to earn this praise? How does it reflect my virtues and efforts? This isn't about feeding your ego. It's about understanding and acknowledging the part of you that's capable of excellence and impact. For example, if someone compliments you on your patience during a difficult situation, take a moment to reflect on how your Stoic practice of patience and self-control helped you handle the situation well. Recognizing these virtues within ourselves can strengthen our commitment to living a Stoic life. Incorporating this Stoic practice can transform the way we view compliments, and in turn, how we view ourselves. It moves us away from false humility and towards a genuine appreciation of our strengths and capabilities. By acknowledging our virtues and efforts, we can build a stronger sense of self-worth and confidence. So next time someone offers you a compliment, accept it graciously and let it be a reminder of your growth and achievement. Number 5. Avoiding decision-making. Have you ever stood before a choice, perhaps seemingly simple, yet found yourself paralyzed, unable to decide? This hesitation, this fear of making the wrong choice, is more than just indecision. It's a reflection of a deeper issue, a lack of self-trust. It's as if we're standing at the edge of a diving board, looking into the pool below, knowing we need to jump, but unable to make the leap. Stoicism offers a lantern in this fog of indecision. It teaches us that the essence of wise decision-making lies not in guaranteeing outcomes, but in basing our choices on wisdom and reason. Stoicism reminds us that while we cannot control the outcome of our decisions, we have complete control over the process of making those decisions. It's about aligning our choices with our values, acting with integrity, and accepting the outcomes, whatever they may be, as part of the natural flow of life. Consider the example of a person deciding whether to take a new job. The fear of making the wrong choice can be paralyzing. Stoicism encourages us to focus on the decision-making process itself, rather than the potential outcomes. By evaluating whether the new job aligns with our values and long-term goals, we can make a choice grounded in wisdom and reason. Why do we fear making decisions? Often it's because we're afraid of making the wrong choice, leading to outcomes we perceive as failures or mistakes. However, Stoicism invites us to reframe our understanding of mistakes and failures. In the Stoic view, every outcome is an opportunity for learning and growth. There are no failures, only lessons. This perspective encourages us to trust ourselves, make decisions with courage and confidence, knowing that whatever the result, it will contribute to our development and understanding. Imagine deciding whether to end a long-term relationship. The fear of regret can be overwhelming. Stoicism teaches us to trust our judgment, make the decision with integrity, and view any outcome as a valuable lesson. By doing so, we build self-trust and resilience. But how do we cultivate this trust in ourselves? How do we strengthen our decision-making muscles, so to speak? It begins with embracing wisdom and reason. Before making a decision, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, does this choice align with my values? Am I acting with integrity? By grounding your decisions in your core values and reason, you ensure that regardless of the outcome, your choice was made with the best intentions and understanding you had at the moment. For instance, when choosing between two career paths, reflecting on how each option aligns with your core values can provide clarity and confidence in your decision. Stoicism teaches us the importance of accepting and learning from the outcomes of our decision. Every result, whether it's what we hoped for or not, holds valuable insights. It's an invitation to reflect, to understand what worked, what didn't, and how we can apply these lessons moving forward. This process of reflection and learning fosters self-trust. It reassures us that we are capable of navigating the uncertain waters of life, making decisions that reflect our values and growing from every experience. Think about the example of starting a new business. The initial decision might be daunting, but by trusting in your values and learning from every success and setback, you grow stronger and wiser. In essence, Stoicism helps us embrace decision-making as a path to self-discovery and growth. It encourages us to trust ourselves, act with integrity, and view every outcome as an opportunity to learn and improve. By doing so, we build the confidence and resilience needed to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and wisdom. Number 6. Excessive self-criticism. Stoicism teaches us the art of discernment, particularly about where we direct our mental energy. It tells us that obsessing over our flaws and failures, beating ourselves up for every perceived misstep, is like trying to sail a ship while ignoring the wind and tide. We're focusing on the wrong things. Stoic wisdom implores us to recognize that perfection is an illusion, an unattainable mirage. The goal instead is progress, continuous and deliberate steps towards becoming better versions of ourselves. Why do we fall into this trap of excessive self-criticism? Often, it's because we're measuring ourselves against impossible standards, ones that we wouldn't dream of holding anyone else to. We forget that being human inherently means being flawed, making mistakes, and most importantly, having the capacity to learn and grow from them. Imagine a musician practicing a new piece. Every mistake can feel like a failure, but Stoicism reminds us to view these errors as opportunities for growth. The musician who focuses on progress rather than perfection understands that each mistake is a step towards mastery. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this self-imposed tyranny. practice of self-compassion, and the pursuit of progress over perfection. Self-compassion, from a Stoic viewpoint, isn't about coddling ourselves or making excuses for our shortcomings. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that we would offer to a good friend. It's recognizing that setbacks are not indictments of our character, part of the human experience. Consider the example of a student who didn't perform well on an exam. Instead of harshly criticizing themselves, a Stoic approach would be to ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" This mindset shifts the focus from self-blame to self-improvement. When we stumble, the Stoic response isn't to berate ourselves, but to ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" Embracing this mindset requires a shift in how we perceive our journey. Every effort, every attempt, even those that don't yield the results we hoped for, is a step forward. Progress, not perfection, becomes our mantra. For instance, an athlete training for a marathon might face numerous setbacks and injuries. The Stoic athlete recognizes that each challenge is part of the process, and every recovery is a testament to their resilience and dedication. This doesn't mean we become complacent or indifferent to improvement. On the contrary, it means we pursue growth more fervently, but with the wisdom to know that growth is often non-linear, fraught with challenges and beautifully imperfect. A writer working on a novel might receive critical feedback, feels disheartening. Instead of giving up, the Stoic writer sees this feedback as a tool for improvement, understanding that each revision brings them closer to their goal. By adopting this Stoic perspective, we learn to navigate our journey with grace and resilience, understanding that every mistake is a stepping stone towards becoming the best version of ourselves. We replace excessive self-criticism with self-compassion, transforming our approach to personal growth and fostering a healthier, more balanced mindset. Number 7. Constant comparison with others. Why is it so easy to fall into the comparison trap? Part of it is human nature. We have an innate tendency to gauge our own value and accomplishments against those of the people around us. But in the age of social media, this inclination is amplified to an unprecedented degree. We're bombarded with snapshots of others' lives that seem to showcase only the peaks, never the valleys, leading us to question the worth and significance of our own experiences. Stoicism offers a potent antidote to this malaise: cultivation of self-awareness and gratitude for our own journey. It encourages us to redirect our gaze inward, to focus on our personal growth, virtues, and the progress we've made. Stoicism doesn't advocate for isolation or indifference to others, but promotes the idea of inspiration over comparison. It teaches us to admire the virtues and successes of others without diminishing our own value or progress. Consider the example of a young professional scrolling through LinkedIn, seeing peers getting promotions and awards. It's easy to feel inadequate. Stoicism reminds us to focus on our own journey. What skills have we developed? What challenges have we overcome? These reflections ground us in our own progress rather than someone else's highlight reel. How can we apply Stoic principles to combat the comparison trap? First, by practicing mindfulness and catching ourselves when we start comparing our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. It's about reminding ourselves that social media is a curated gallery, not an accurate reflection of everyday life. For instance, the seemingly perfect vacation photos you see might not show the stressful planning and travel hassles behind them. Second, Stoicism teaches us the value of focusing on what's within our control: our efforts, our attitudes, our virtues. These are the seeds from which our unique journey grows. By concentrating on nurturing these seeds, we cultivate a garden rich with personal significance, independent of external validation or comparison. Imagine a gardener who tends to their own plants, appreciating their growth and beauty without constantly comparing them to the neighbor's garden. This approach fosters a sense of fulfillment and personal achievement. Lastly, gratitude plays a pivotal role. By fostering gratitude for our own experiences, challenges, and achievements, we anchor ourselves in the present and appreciate the richness of our own lives. This doesn't mean we become complacent. Rather, it empowers us to strive for improvement and growth from a place of contentment, not inadequacy. Take the example of a student who feels disheartened seeing friends get higher grades. Instead of dwelling on these comparisons, the student can practice gratitude for their own learning journey, the unique insights they've gained, and the personal milestones they've achieved. This shift in perspective not only reduces feelings of inadequacy, but also encourages continued growth and self-improvement. In essence, Stoicism teaches us to view others' successes as inspiration rather than benchmarks for our own worth. By focusing on our inner virtues and progress, practicing mindfulness, and cultivating gratitude, we can break free from the comparison trap and lead a life rich with personal significance and fulfillment. Number 8. Lack of personal investment. Have you ever found yourself putting off that course you wanted to take, that hobby you wanted to start, or even neglecting your self-care routine? It's something many of us are guilty of. This isn't just about not having enough time or resources. At its core, it's often about not recognizing our own value. It's as if we're saying to ourselves, "I'm not worth the effort." But here's the thing. Stoicism, with its profound insights into human nature and ethics, challenges us to view self-improvement not just as an activity, but as a form of self-respect. Stoicism teaches us that our capacity for reason and virtue sets us apart, and it's through the cultivation of these that we find true fulfillment. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, likened life to a garden. Just as a garden requires constant tending to flourish, so too does our inner world require attention and care. Neglecting our personal growth is akin to neglecting a garden. Without investment, both will fail to thrive. Consider someone who always wanted to learn to play the piano, kept putting it off. By not investing time in this pursuit, they're not just missing out on a skill, but also on the joy and fulfillment it could bring. But why do we often hesitate to invest in ourselves? Sometimes it's because we're caught in the trap of immediate gratification, choosing fleeting pleasures over long-term fulfillment. Other times, it's due to a deeper issue, a lack of self-esteem, or the belief that we're not worth the effort. Stoicism, however, provides a counter-narrative. It asserts that every individual possesses inherent worth and potential for virtue. Investing in our growth, be it through learning new skills, exploring hobbies, practicing self-care, is a testament to recognizing and honoring that worth. Imagine someone who constantly puts others' needs before their own, neglecting their health and personal interests. Stoicism teaches that by investing in their own well-being, they can become stronger and more capable of helping others. How then can we start to make that investment in ourselves, in line with Stoic philosophy? It begins with shifting our mindset. We need to start seeing self-improvement as an essential, non-negotiable aspect of our lives. This doesn't mean overhauling our lives overnight. Instead, it's about making small, consistent investments in ourselves. It could be as simple as reading a book on a topic that fascinates us, dedicating a few minutes each day to meditation, or taking up a hobby brings us joy. For example, someone might decide to spend 15 minutes each morning meditating. This small investment can significantly improve their mental clarity and emotional balance over time. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us about the importance of reflection and self-examination. This practice allows us to understand our strengths and areas for growth, guiding our personal investment efforts. By regularly taking stock of our lives, setting goals, and reflecting on our progress, we foster a sense of purpose and direction. Imagine a person who spends Sunday evenings reflecting on their week, setting goals for the next, and thinking about how they can align their actions with their values. This habit fosters a sense of control and purpose. This process of self-reflection and goal setting isn't just about achieving external markers of success. It's about aligning our actions with our values, cultivating our virtues, and living a life of purpose and meaning. Another key aspect is embracing the concept of lifelong learning. Stoics believed that wisdom was not a destination but a journey. Adopting a mindset of curiosity and openness to new experiences can transform the way we view personal investment. It's not a chore, but an adventure, an opportunity to explore the vast landscapes of knowledge and experience that life has to offer. Think of someone who, at the age of 50, decides to learn a new language. This pursuit not only enriches their mind, but also exemplifies the Stoic commitment to lifelong learning. By embracing these principles, we can transform our approach to personal investment, ensuring that we grow and thrive in all aspects of our lives. Number 9. Seeking external validation. True validation comes from within, from living in alignment with our values and principles. The Stoics believed that the only things truly within our control are our actions, intentions, and responses. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that it's not others' opinions that disturb us, but our judgments about those opinions. Why do we seek external validation? Often it's rooted in insecurity and a fear of not being enough. In today's world, social media amplifies this need for approval, making it easy to lose sight of our own path. Stoicism teaches us to focus inward, cultivating character and living a life of virtue. For example, think about someone who constantly posts on social media, hoping for likes and comments to feel good about themselves. This reliance on external validation can lead to a fragile sense of self-worth. To break free from this need, start with self-awareness. Ask yourself, are you pursuing goals that align with your values, or are you seeking applause? Stoicism encourages us to regularly reflect on our intentions and ensure they are rooted in our own principles. Developing self-sufficiency is also crucial. This doesn't mean isolating yourself, finding contentment within. Epictetus emphasized focusing on what's within our control and letting go of what isn't. By cultivating inner contentment, we become less reliant on external validation. For instance, someone who finds joy and fulfillment in their hobbies without needing external praise embodies this Stoic principle. Stoicism also encourages us to redefine success. Instead of measuring success by external accolades, measure it by your ability to live according to your values. Consider a business owner who focuses on ethical practices and employee well-being over just profits. This is Stoic success. By embracing these Stoic principles, we can free ourselves from the need for external validation and find true fulfillment in living a life of integrity and purpose. This shift allows us to appreciate our own worth, independent of others' opinions, leading to a more stable and contented existence. Number 10. Tolerance of negative environments. It's like finding ourselves in a dense forest where the air is heavy, path unclear, and every step feels like a struggle. Whether it's a toxic workplace that drains our spirit or personal relationships that leave us feeling undervalued, the decision to stay often stems from a deep-seated belief that we don't deserve better. But here's where Stoicism offers us both a mirror and a map. The Stoics believe that our environment can significantly influence our ability to live virtuously and find contentment. However, they also emphasized our responsibility in shaping our surroundings and choosing our associations wisely. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our inner peace is not determined by our external circumstances, but by our responses to them. Why do we tolerate negative environments? Often it's because we underestimate our capacity for change. We might fear the unknown, cling to the familiar, or doubt our worth. Stoicism challenges these fears and doubts by encouraging us to recognize our inherent value and the power we possess over our choices and attitudes. It urges us to question the belief that we are trapped and to realize that, more often than not, we have the agency to change our circumstances or our perception of them. For instance, imagine working in a job that saps your energy and enthusiasm. Stoicism teaches us to recognize our worth and the importance of seeking a healthier environment. This might involve looking for a new job that aligns with our values or addressing issues directly with our employer. Stoicism offers us tools to navigate and transform our environment. One key Stoic practice is the cultivation of inner resilience and autonomy. This doesn't mean adopting a stance of indifference or detachment. Rather, it's about strengthening our inner citadel, as Marcus Aurelius calls it, so that we can remain steady and true to our values, even in the midst of chaos and negativity. By fostering a strong inner core, we become less susceptible to the toxicity of our surroundings and more capable of making choices that align with our well-being. Consider a person who is surrounded by negative influences in their social circle. By cultivating inner resilience, they can maintain their values and seek out more positive relationships that support their growth. Another Stoic principle that can guide us is the idea of living according to nature, which includes seeking harmony within ourselves and our environment. This means actively seeking out or creating environments that are conducive to our growth, health, and happiness. It's about recognizing that we are deserving of respect, kindness, and positive interactions, and making the conscious decision to not settle for less. In practical terms, seeking environments that nurture our growth might involve setting boundaries in personal relationships, seeking new opportunities in our careers, or even changing our social circles to include more supportive and positive influences. For example, if you find yourself in a toxic relationship, Stoicism encourages you to set clear boundaries or even walk away if necessary to protect your well-being. It also means investing time and energy into cultivating a personal environment that supports our mental and emotional well-being through practices like meditation, journaling, or engaging in hobbies that bring us joy. By taking these steps, we can create a life that reflects our true values and fosters our overall happiness. By embracing these Stoic teachings, we learn to take control of our environments and our responses to them, ensuring that we live in a way that aligns with our deepest values and promotes our well-being. Number 11. Fear of pursuing dreams. Why does fear have such a hold on us? Often it's because we're acutely aware of what we stand to lose. Our minds paint vivid pictures of failure, wasted time and effort, and the judgment we might face from others. Stoicism acknowledges these fears, but invites us to ask ourselves, what do we stand to gain? It encourages us to weigh our fears against the potential for growth, fulfillment, and the realization of our dreams. Stoicism teaches us that the pursuit of virtue and excellence in line with our nature is in itself a worthy endeavor, regardless of the outcome. Consider someone who dreams of starting their own business, but is paralyzed by the fear of failure. They imagine the financial loss, the judgment from peers, and the possibility of wasted time. Stoicism offers a different perspective. One of the Stoic practices that can help us overcome the fear of pursuing our dreams is the premeditation of evils, or what's known today as negative visualization. This involves contemplating the worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on them, but to diminish their power over us. By considering potential hardships and accepting that we can endure them, we often find that our fears are less daunting than we imagined. This doesn't mean we become reckless or heedless of risks, but rather that we approach our dreams with a balanced perspective, recognizing that failure, while possible, is not the end, but a step in our journey of growth. For example, an aspiring writer might fear rejection from publishers. By visualizing this rejection and accepting it as a possible outcome, they can reduce its emotional impact and focus on the act of writing itself, which is where true fulfillment lies. Another Stoic principle that can embolden us to chase our dreams is the concept of amor fati, or the love of fate. This is the idea of embracing whatever life throws our way, not just with resignation, but with enthusiasm. When we pursue our dreams guided by amor fati, we open ourselves up to the full spectrum of experiences, successes, failures, joys, and disappointments, all of which are integral to the human experience. This acceptance frees us from the paralyzing grip of fear and allows us to move forward with courage and determination. Imagine an artist who embraces amor fati, finding value and learning in both their celebrated masterpieces and their lesser-known works. This mindset allows them to continue creating without being crippled by the fear of critique or failure. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of acting in accordance with our own virtues and potential. It reminds us that our true worth is not measured by external achievements, but by our commitment to living virtuously, striving towards our goals with integrity, diligence, and courage. In this light, the fear of pursuing our dreams is not just a barrier to success, it's a barrier to living a life that's truly ours. Think of a person who dreams of traveling the world, but fears the unknown. Stoicism would encourage them to see the journey as an opportunity for growth and learning, embracing each experience as part of their life's tapestry. By embracing these Stoic teachings, we can transform our approach to pursuing dreams. We shift from a mindset of fear and avoidance to one of courage and acceptance, recognizing that the pursuit itself is valuable. This allows us to live a life true to our values and full of rich, meaningful experiences. Number 12. Failure to recognize your own worth. Why is it that we so often forget this fundamental Stoic lesson? Part of the reason lies in our natural desire for connection and validation, which, when unchecked, can lead us to seek our worth in the reflection of others' opinions or in the milestones of success we achieve. However, Stoicism teaches us that true worth comes from within, living in accordance with our nature and virtues. Epictetus eloquently stated that freedom is not secured by fulfilling our heart's desire, but by removing our desire. This principle applies profoundly to how we perceive our worth. True freedom and contentment come not from external validation, from recognizing and embracing our intrinsic value. Consider someone who constantly seeks praise from their peers at work. They might measure their worth by promotions or accolades. Stoicism encourages us to shift our focus from external achievements to the cultivation of our character. It teaches us that our worth is measured not by the titles we hold, the wealth we amass, or the approval we garner, but by our commitment to live virtuously, to act with integrity, kindness, and courage, regardless of our circumstances. For example, a teacher who dedicates themselves to their students' growth and well-being, regardless of recognition, embodies the Stoic principle. Their worth is found in their dedication and the positive impact they have on their students' lives. This isn't to say that achievements and recognition don't matter, but rather that they are not the source of our worth. Our worth is innate, as immutable as the stars in the night sky. Recognizing this frees us from the relentless pursuit of external validation. How can we cultivate this Stoic understanding of our inherent worth? It begins with self-reflection, with turning our gaze inward to acknowledge and appreciate our virtues, our efforts, and our resilience. It involves practicing gratitude for our abilities, our character, and our potential, recognizing that these internal qualities are the true measures of our worth. Imagine an artist who measures their worth by the joy and expression in their work, rather than the number of gallery showings or sales. This artist practices gratitude for their creativity and the intrinsic satisfaction it brings. It also means learning to detach our sense of value from the fluctuating opinions of others and the transient nature of achievements. This detachment isn't about indifference. It's about perspective, understanding what truly matters in the grand scheme of our lives. For instance, a person might feel undervalued in their job because of lack of recognition. By embracing Stoicism, they can shift their perspective to value their hard work, dedication, and the personal growth they've achieved, rather than waiting for external validation. By internalizing these Stoic teachings, we can appreciate our inherent worth and live with greater contentment and purpose. This shift allows us to pursue our goals with integrity and resilience, knowing that our true value lies within. In conclusion, these 12 Stoic lessons provide a roadmap to living a life rooted in virtue, self-awareness, and inner peace. From recognizing your inherent worth to embracing failure as a path to growth, Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment comes from within. It encourages us to break free from the chains of external validation, to cultivate resilience and self-sufficiency, and to navigate life's challenges with courage and integrity. As we journey through life, let these Stoic principles guide us towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. Remember, our worth is not determined by titles, wealth, or the approval of others, but by our commitment to live virtuously and in alignment with our deepest values. If you found these lessons valuable, I invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How have these Stoic principles impacted your life? What challenges have you faced and overcome using Stoic wisdom? Let's create a community of support and growth, where we can learn from each other and continue to thrive together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights and discussions on Stoic philosophy. Thank you for watching, and let's continue to live with purpose and resilience.